The future of the MCU might not be all that we thought it was going to be, particularly speaking about the soft reboot that Marvel is supposed to go through after Avengers Secret Wars. Now, way long ago, years now, which is actually kind of crazy to think about, when Marvel Studios announced that this saga is the Multiverse Saga, most of us assumed that this would lead up to Avengers Secret Wars, two insanely huge stories from Marvel Comics, and with that, we also assumed that incursions were going to start to happen and ultimately the entire multiverse would get destroyed. Well, that does indeed seem to be the plans for Marvel Studios. And of course, Marvel would go on to try to dive deeper into the Multiverse Saga with Kang, but unfortunately, that didn't work out. But Marvel did announce Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, so we did assume this was all heading to a big multiversal film that would ultimately end the multiverse itself. And we've had just a ton of reports from reliable insiders over the past couple of years stating that the end result of Avengers Secret Wars is indeed a reboot of the MCU. And now we have a little bit more of an idea of how Marvel Studios just might do this. And there is a lot of potential here for the future of the MCU, but right away, I already know a lot of people are going to compare this to Crisis on Infinite Earths. But here's what we can expect from this reboot or soft reboot of the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars. According to the insider, Alex Perez from thecosmiccircus.com, these are his words, "It will literally be the same concept." He tweeted yesterday saying, "Can't wait in 3 years when the debate is gonna be fans saying CW did the ending of Secret Wars and its repercussions better during Crisis. It will literally be the same concept." Then he literally linked a video, which is titled The Flash Season 6 Episode 10, Cisco talks about the new villains in post-crisis world. And basically here, Cisco, or Vibe, explains what is now happening with their specific world, essentially after the multiverse is destroyed. I can't show it because of copyright, but here is what he says, and this is basically describing what is going to happen in Secret Wars / post Secret Wars with the new reboot of the MCU. In this scene, Frost asks Cisco what he's worried about. She says, "I'm sorry, Crisis is over, we beat the bad guy, and you're still worried because," and he says, "because an infinite number of Earths experienced a cosmic heat death, from which only one Earth was rebuilt. So now, not only do Superman, Supergirl, and Black Lightning live here, but now our entire timeline has been rewritten so that they have always lived here." Then he says this, which is hilarious.
"And I don't remember owning this shirt."
But Frost replies, well, one, she says, "Great shirt." But then she says, "Besides, isn't that a good thing? We're all one big happy family now." But Cisco explains, no, it is not. Not when these guys are crashing the reunion. And he throws down a binder full of a ton of different villains. And he says, "Not a single one of our doppelgangers survived to make it to Earth Prime, as far as I can tell. But we did manage to pick up a butt ton of bad guys and aliens and more metas, and you know the best part? The best part is a bunch of our old villains are back with fresh paint jobs. Earth has more threats than ever, and we don't know where they're coming from." So to simplify this, essentially a bunch of different Earths merged into one Earth that is left over, bringing characters to this Earth that they did not have before, like Superman, or in our case, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and I'll throw the Inhumans in there as well, even though it doesn't seem like Feige really wants to tackle them, at least not yet. But all of these characters, all of these people in the universe that didn't exist on one Earth now do. But not only that, but the new Earth, the new universe is essentially rewritten to where they always actually lived there. And here's the kicker though, that they don't mention in this scene, nobody actually remembers what was before. They don't remember the original past. All they remember is this new merged Earth. So essentially it's not even kind of rebooted, it's just a merged Earth, which could be the route that Marvel Studios is going. Instead of having a multiverse moving forward in the new saga, we just have one universe that is a combination of a bunch of different universes merged into one. That is how we can get the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, anybody else really, everybody else to be in the main MCU. Now, it is a very interesting choice to do this because it would have been pretty interesting to get an actual hard reboot to where you can build up the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, everybody at the same time. However, there are many benefits to essentially doing a merged new universe. One is that you do indeed get a new universe in which anything is now possible, which is what Marvel fans have been wanting from the very beginning. The X-Men with the Avengers, with the Fantastic Four, with any character you can imagine, anything is possible. We do get that new universe, but at the same time, we also do get to keep the parts of the MCU that we love, specifically the characters and the history. Like, we wouldn't want to forget Iron Man, and although there could be a new Iron Man because an Iron Man / Tony Stark could come from a different universe and now be in the main universe, that doesn't mean you get rid of all of the past of the current MCU, which would mean getting rid of the legacy of Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, etc. So it is kind of the best of both worlds right there. We get new characters, but we also get to keep some old characters as well, and that also includes some of the original X-Men. We have heard many reports stating that Hugh Jackman is going to stay on after Secret Wars. We've also heard that there's going to be another Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's coming after Avengers Secret Wars, so this all makes all of that possible. But at the same time, it can give us new X-Men, and you can give us their original origin stories, while at the same time, if it's a new merged universe, like I said, even though Tony Stark is gone in our universe, if a Tony Stark comes from another universe, you could have a new Tony Stark. And yes, Robert Downey Jr. is the Iron Man. He is Iron Man. He's the icon for Iron Man. But it's not like we're never going to have another Iron Man again on screen, and he's already coming back as Dr. Doom, so I feel like it's okay for us to get a new Iron Man now. But it's the same for Captain America and Black Widow, all big characters that essentially need to be back on screen. Well, a new merged universe allows Marvel Studios to do that. So it's honestly not a terrible play. We get that new universe, we get a soft reboot, but we don't get rid of the parts that we truly do love. Plus, there are characters that are going to stick around for a pretty long time after Secret Wars, like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. As far as we're concerned, Tom Holland has 2 other movies, possibly 3, after Avengers Secret Wars. The last we heard about his contract, he has a 6-movie deal, or at the very least a 6-project deal. He has the 3 new Spider-Man films, Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, in which 5 and 6 will come after Secret Wars, then 3 team-up films, and of course 2 of those are going to be Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. The 6th one remains a mystery, and it has been for years. Perhaps Marvel doesn't even know what project that's going to be themselves. Plus, there's more new characters that I'm sure are going to stick around, like Shang-Chi, possibly a lot of the young Avengers that are going to be in the MCU, Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, etc. And this might be an opportunity for the legacy actors to kind of retire. If they want out, this is kind of the best opportunity they have to get out. Like if Jeremy Renner wants to retire as Hawkeye and pass the mantle down, he can do that with this soft reboot, and Kate Bishop can be the new Hawkeye of the MCU. Same thing goes for Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk. If he wants to retire, this is the opportunity, and then we could get a real Hulk again. Hopefully we do get another real rageful Hulk from Mark Ruffalo before he retires, but if we don't, the reboot could certainly give us that. And if Marvel is listening to the fans at all, they know that that's what they want. They want the angry Hulk back. But basically, this is a really decent scenario for Marvel fans. In fact, some could say that it's an amazing scenario. We get to keep what we love about our current universe, but we do still get a new universe with new characters. And essentially, they can kind of start from scratch. They can build a new Avengers team. They could build up the X-Men team. We could have huge crossovers with the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. We could have battles like Avengers versus X-Men. Then you can actually revisit the Multiverse Saga later on. I feel like we got cut kind of short with the Multiverse Saga because of everything that happened with Marvel Studios and Jonathan Majors, etc. And I can't help but to think it could have been more if that all didn't happen, and I hope they do eventually revisit the multiverse concept and perhaps do a new Multiverse Saga one day. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like this idea of how Marvel is reportedly going to reset or reboot their universe? Leave all of your thoughts in the comments down below if you like it. If you don't like it, let me know why. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news, rumors, or leaks. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.